All right, Lacey's very upset. We haven't been able to cut the grass. She does not like going in the deep, wet grass in the morning. But it's been very wet. Very, very, very wet. You can see over here, our neighbor's yard is kind of flooded there. It gets very bad around here, sometimes in the spring. Where we live is notorious for flooding. Look how foggy it is. There are so many bird nests in our yard this year. Looks like there's one above that gutter. There's one there in those vines. A lot of trees and bushes up front. A lot of robins' nests, so we'll see how those guys do. You can see everything's just turning green and ridiculously lush. We will probably hook up the rain barrels very soon. We'll probably put some more plants in there. Might put another pothos. That was kind of cool how that all grew up, and I was able to use it for the fish tank. But yeah, there was a lot of problems last night. She wants to go over here. You don't want to go over there. It ain't any better. She probably hears some birds or chipmunks, and she's freaking out. I'll show you guys what happened over here. This is bad. This whole entire area here was just a river last night, because it kind of comes through those other yards and just swoops down in here. You can see how it's eroded in this area here, since there's no grass, because this tree basically soaks up all the water of this big oak here, which I wanted to take down several years ago, but my neighbor did not think it was a good idea because it gave shade to their yard. Well, I was like, you don't need any more shade. Your yard's pretty much a mud pit. So anyway, when this does happen, this comes through here, and since there's no grass here, it washes this away and it continues to erode. And that has caused my sidewalk here to slant and actually caused a crack in the foundation of the garage. It's going to cost me between $5,000 and $7,000 to fix, which I'm not happy about. So now I really want him to take the tree down, but again, it's his tree. It's still his property. His property comes up to like here. His fence just goes on the other side of the tree. You can see these plants, which look very much like lily pad type of things, kind of aquatic plants, have started to even grow in here and spread. They've come back every year stronger and stronger, and they'll fill that whole area in. It's kind of funny. Well, it's not really funny, but anyway, this flew all the way out to the street and flooded the street, and over on the other side of the development, there was actually people getting rescued out of their homes in boats because it was halfway up, higher than the heat pump here. Cars were completely submerged and everything. So it's one of the reasons why we chose this area over here. It's because it's kind of on a hill, but it still swoops down on this hill, like I said. And it's kind of really stinks sometimes because all the mulch and everything, I mean, it just washes everything out, which is nothing, of course, compared to people getting their houses flooded or their cars flooded. You could see here, I mean, just how extreme the water comes up, and it takes half of this away. So these guys are all coming in nice though, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But it came all the way down here. You can see where a lot of the mulch and stuff ends up collecting in the grass. But yeah, the whole street was flooded and everything. We got lucky enough to have more of an incline here, so it didn't really get to us, but there are a lot of people it did get to. Hopefully he will reconsider now that this is starting to get so bad like this. You can see even the foundation of his fence is starting to get washed away. Look how much room is underneath that fence where this tree is. Just washes right up in there. I'd like to take it out and put a bunch of topsoil in there and plant grass so that it stays more stable, but he doesn't want to. So yeah, look at Lace. She can't stand it. She hates the wetness, don't you? Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. About 7 years ago when I offered to take it down, I took the one down next to it It was an ash tree that was infected by the boar beetle, emerald ash boar beetle, and I offered to take this one down too at the same time, and now it's easily twice the size, and I don't want to take it down. I'm gonna have to pay somebody because I'm not really confident that would be safe. It's so much bigger. The other one was about half this size. We dropped it down into the street and cut it up. It took us a couple hours and it was gone, and I burned it in my wood burners. And this one here would have been pretty easy to do. In fact, I offered to do this one for free. They had to take that one down because the association made them because it was dying because it was infected with the bug. And I did it for $300. The lowest estimates that they had were at least twice that. So I offered to do it since I would take the wood and burn it. But then I offered to do this one for free. I said, I really want that one down, and it's oak, really good wood. I said, I'll just do that one for free. So for $300, I was going to do both of them, 150 a piece. And they said, nope. So these are the other rain barrels here. We obviously haven't had to hook them up anytime yet. We will get going on that. Are you going to go out here in this grass, try to go to the bathroom, or are you just going to smell for chipmunks? You got to go to the bathroom eventually, don't you? Look at this grass. We've already mowed it once, but it's been raining nonstop since then, so we haven't had a chance. This area gets a ton of sun and water. It's really cool. It's doing really well. The only thing is the sun, this is facing the sun here, it hits this shed. You can see the paint starting to peel, and it's such a light color that it reflects off and it kills the grass here. See how there's just little pouches, little areas, patches, I mean. And what I'm gonna do, I think, is we're gonna paint that a darker color. It's not necessarily gonna match the siding, but I'm thinking about painting in a little bit of a darker color so it absorbs instead of reflects, and maybe this grass will actually, you know, fill in and live here. Like this area. Look how nice that is. It just dies. It just hits that door and it just beams off of it, and that shed gets to about 1,000 degrees. Had little vents, but I didn't do anything. So I don't know. That might be a project we do this year, is paint those doors or something, because that would be beneficial here to this area. Fill in. And it's going to be quite a while before we start any kind of pumpkin patch. We usually have a big pumpkin patch. It's just way too wet. Probably another month even before we do that, but these guys are just bogged down. But anyway, there you go. Nice and foggy, rainy, floody day in Cleveland. We'll see what happens. There's the robins coming back. We'll get some close-ups of some nests if we get a chance here in the next couple of weeks. Seems to be a lot of them. We get a lot of birds. Mainly robin. There it goes. We have some competition. There's a cardinal nest, I think, over there that has started in that vine. And there are blue jays, and there are woodpeckers, and there's a lot of stuff here. And sometimes they fight a lot. You'll see them zinging and zapping around in these trees here, and fighting about territory and nesting areas and everything else. But a lot of robin. So we'll see what's up with that. We'll see who makes it. A lot of times, a lot of these nests don't even stay or make it. They just don't have the ability to. The weather knocks them out, or raccoons, or cats, or squirrels, or who knows what else. All right, princess. You gonna go? You're just gonna walk around and talk about it? All right, let's do it. We'll see you guys later. See if she gets out here. You can do it, Lace. Get out there in that grass. She's like, nah, I'll just eat it. Watch, she'll walk on the board. It's funny. Oh, I think her chain's caught. Come on. There it goes. Gets caught in the grass. It's so tall. Yeah, she'll actually go over here in my mulch and walk down the little pathway here, because she doesn't want to go in the grass because her legs are so short. You just gonna eat that grass then, instead of eating breakfast? Is that gonna be your breakfast today? Yeah, a lot of this growing in the mulch too because it's just been so wet. Some of it I leave, some of it I don't. Just gonna ignore me and eat that fresh, wet grass. Is that delicious? She eats this every day in the summer. She loves coming out and eating the grass. She does it all the time. Always has. Ever since she was a little tiny baby. Haven't you? One of your ears is inside out. Usually if she fixes that. She doesn't like it. She'll shake her head, but she's so obsessed with the grass. She doesn't care. Well, see you guys later. Say bye, Lace.